I don't need to wait another minute, let alone an hour, to take common sense steps that will save the lives in the future and to urge my colleagues in the House and Senate to act. We can ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines in this country once again.
Joe Biden is not going to wait another second, all right? More laws are coming, just what we need. Joe Biden is all over the place on this issue. Here he is in 2013. He's vice president at this point, and I think it's diametrically opposed to what he's talking about now, kind of.
More people out there get shot with a Glock that has that has cartridges that you can have magazines that can put 2, 10, 8, 12, 15, 30 shells in it than from any assault weapon you see.
He was so young. He also laughs at strange moments, just like Kamala Harris. I want to bring in Dudley Brown. Dudley is the president of the National Association for Gun Rights. Sir, welcome to Newsmax. How are you?
Thank you, Greg, and thanks for having me on.
You've been through this before, a mass shooting and politicians running to the microphone and saying what they think their constituency wants to hear. First of all, what do you think of the response so far from the Biden administration? Someone told me that speech seemed to possibly have been written a long time ago, like they were waiting for this moment, and all they had to do was dust off that speech.
Well, it's the same speech that's been given by a number of administrations in the past, and I've been a gun lobbyist now for 28 years, and so gone through a lot of mass shootings and a lot of siren cries for gun control, and somehow that's going to stop it. In fact, we did that. In 1994, Congress passed and the President Clinton signed a ban on so-called semi-automatic assault rifles and didn't do anything to stop crime. Nothing. California has the same thing. They've virtually banned all semi-automatic firearms in that respect. And guess what? Didn't stop any crime. There's still mass shootings in California. So the president was very, very clearly addled. I think some people called it sleepy, but he's dusting off notes that have been there before, and he's clearly wants to try and do something. I think his let's call it his direction and executive orders that he claimed yesterday that somehow he was going to sign an executive order to do what he can't do or has a difficult time doing in the legislative body. If he does that, of course, we will file an emergency injunction in court. He can't do that.
Of course, the media is a sober, responsible voice in all of this. I saw a moment on CNN that I would like to present to you now.
Why don't we go to gun shop owners and say, do you think that this 21-year-old who comes in and wants an AR-15 style weapon, do you think that he looks like he's going hunting with this weapon? Did you ask him? By the way, do you ever think that people are chasing you? Do you ever hear voices saying that people are coming for you? Do they ever ask questions like that?
Hey, you're a gun lobbyist. Have you ever, why don't you make all that stuff happen? Woo!
Well, it was bizarre, but you must admit that if they actually spent 5 seconds looking at our Constitution, they'd understand that it's not about hunting or sporting events any more than the First Amendment is only allows sports reporters to talk about football or something to that effect. The Second Amendment is about resisting tyranny from enemies, foreign and domestic, and that's really why we've been able as a nation and kept those rights in the United States. So you almost have to chuckle that they even think that.
Well, listen, you've been through this before. Now we have a Democrat president and a Democrat House and a Democrat Senate. So, and, oh, by the way, well, could this thing finally, could they start messing with these sacred rights?
Well, one thing standing in the way right now is a filibuster. And that's why I tell conservatives, if you care about the Constitution, you should not want the filibuster stripped out of the process from the United States Senate. In fact, I said that several years ago in the first couple years of the Trump administration, that is a terrible idea. And that's one of the things that's standing in the way. The other thing that's standing in the way is some very gutsy U.S. senators who will not compromise on this issue. Really, we're talking about Senator Rand Paul, Senator Mike Lee, Senator Ben Sasse, Senator Tuberville, and a few others who will stand firm and not compromise. Unfortunately, we have some people in the Republican Party in the U.S. Senate who are very weak on the issue.
Stay tuned. And you're right, that filibuster is boring stuff, but it's very important that it remains intact. To be continued, thank you, Dudley Brown from the National Association for Gun Rights, nationalgunrights.org. Check it out. We'll be right back.